strap in because this is going to be long and controversial. We're living in a time like never before. We're living in a time of mass confusion. Why are we massively confused? Because, in my opinion, because the roles are not defined anymore. Okay? In this day and age, a man doesn't know what it means to be a man. Equally, a woman doesn't know what it means to be a woman. Now, before you feminists get started, go, oh, you sexist pig. I'm not being sexist. That meant I'm not saying, oh, a man should do something. I'm saying we don't know. You know, no one knows their roles anymore. The roles are not defined. I'm not saying a man should do this and a woman should do that. But because there are no defined roles anymore, no one knows what they should or shouldn't be doing. No one knows what it should or isn't to be a man or woman. I wouldn't mind if we were the happiest race ever, or living in the happiest time ever because of all these options and equality. But, correct me if I'm wrong, relationships are falling apart left, right and centre, and there's more people depressed and unhappy than there ever has been in the whole of history. So come on, you've got to hear me out on this, okay? I'm not saying I expect women to stay at home, cook and clean. But you know what? I'm not saying that. But surely we do have to consider that when there were defined roles, everyone knew what they had to do. And I'm not saying a woman knew her job. A man also knew his job. We could argue all day whether it's right or wrong, and I am all for equality. I am, you know, in one of my businesses, actually at least 2, 3, 4 of all 4 businesses, there are women who are killing it. Absolutely, women are coming through. They are powerful. They're aspirational. Like, you know what? One business particularly, we've got like, it's just woman after woman after woman coming through with a different mindset to men, and they are running away with it, and rightfully so. You know, all power to women. My problem is it making you happier? You know, I'm not saying women stop what you're doing. I'm saying somewhere, somehow, in order for people to find some sense of happiness and fulfillment, roles need to be defined again. A man needs to know what it means to be a man. A woman needs to know what a man is a man. And a woman needs to know, we need to decide what those things mean to us. Because if a woman doesn't know what it means to be a woman, and a man doesn't know what it means to be a man, no one knows who they are. No one knows their identity or their purpose. No one knows their direction. No one knows their roles. There's no social structure anymore. And my problem with it is, it's all right for the feminists because they're so happy, right? But are you really happy? Because the human need is connection. Okay, and if you're so boom boom boom, you know, get out of my way, da da da, and you're lonely. Yeah, well that's great because you've made a career for yourself. You're killing it. You're ruling the world. But then when you lay your head down at night, are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Or are you missing something? You know, I'm really not saying that. You know, so look, there'll be people who's offended. That's one thing I'm learning about this now. You know, communication is a very difficult thing. To get my points across exactly to each and every person how they're meant to be is almost impossible. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you to understand that we're living in a time of mass confusion, and one of those reasons why is because none of us know. And you know, for example, we're all so scared to say it. I'm so fearful to say, oh, a man doesn't know what it means to be a man, because then you're going to get loads of women going, oh, no, 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 and loads of men going, no, no. Like, we're so fearful to say it, nothing gets said, and then this confusion just carries on. You know, I think somehow within our relationships, there needs to be communication because, you know, let me give you a prime example. Sometimes I'll be walking along and I'll see a lady, in my, you know, perhaps old school, I'm what you call a gentleman. I'll run ahead, open the door for her. Now, some days I'll get, oh, thank you very much, what a gentleman. Other days I'll get a look that makes, like, look me up and down, listen, crap, I can open it myself. Like, there's no social order, no one knows anymore, it's confusion. The thing is, before you feminists get on your high horse, if man, woman, whatever, everyone has good intent, is my opinion, on a very basic human level. Unless you're a psychopath, there is good human intention. It then gets clouded by, you know, our beliefs and upbringing, but ultimately it's good intention. So it just seems a shame that we have this thing going on that everyone interprets what something means. It's leaving us all empty, hollow, lost, lonely, and that's just crazy in these times. We're all so lonely. So, what's the answer? I don't know if I've got the answer. I think the answer really is what I preach, and that's going within and finding yourself more, your purpose for life, which will help you define your role. And then, if we're talking about relationships, it's about being completely open and honest about who you are when you know who you are, and finding the correct balance of masculine and feminine energy. Energy, so you complement one another rather than clash. Because if you are a very, very career-driven masculine energy female, and you're with a very, very masculine high energy male, and he wants to be the breadwinner and you want to be the breadwinner, then it's quite natural. You two are going to clash, you're going to fall out, there's going to be trouble. There needs to be a natural dovetailing within a relationship where one person takes upon roles. In my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, relationship experts out there, please, let's have some thoughts on this, because really all I want to do is create a whirlwind of conversation for people's minds to start opening up and considering things, and create a conversation as to, you know, what people's thoughts are. How can we help each other through this new age learn to be together without the direction our grandparents had? They had direction. It was simple, it was laid out for you. Man go to work, woman you stay at home. Man felt good and he felt valued because he come home with the money. Woman felt good and she felt valued because she kept the house clean. Now a man doesn't, you know, if he gets home but a woman's already at home because she's an entrepreneur and she's put the cars on the drive, he doesn't feel valued, he doesn't know his place. You know, I suppose she does feel valued in that sense, but then does she feel like a woman? Because that's the crazy thing, you know, when a woman is so successful, which is very respectful and that's brilliant, but then does that take her sense of being a woman away? And then does that bother her? That's difficult for me to answer because I'm not a woman. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking out loud and I'm saying my thoughts out there at the fear of being criticised. So listen, before I go, if I have offended you, I apologise. I don't mean to offend. I'm literally just speaking my thoughts. You know, I find it interesting. My ultimate goal, as I say, it's good intention. I don't want to offend anyone. What I'm ultimately trying to do with my whole thing here on social media is to help people. As I say, we're in a time where a lot of us are very confused, we're lost, we're lonely, and my ultimate goal is to try and, you know, help us find our way, help us stop the confusion. So leave some comments, try to keep them, you know, not too personal, and let's see what we can do.